everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I've decided that I am going to make a bag. I've been feeling like I wanted to tackle this project, even though I said I'm not going to do any more leather projects until I get my industrial sewing machine. I do not have my industrial sewing machine yet. I've seen one or two. I'm still trying to decide which one would be the best one, because when it comes to industrial sewing machines, I want something that can work with all the different types of leather that I want to use. So I can use it for bag making and for shoe making and also clothing making. But I also don't want that to be the only use for it. So I want to be able to obviously make jeans and make other items of clothing. We can have a chat in another video if you guys want, and we can go through all the different industrial sewing machines, because I feel like it's definitely time. But today I'm going to attempt to make this bag with not my Pfaff machine, my old machine. So my Pfaff is in the repair shop at the moment. It's been having a little bit of problems, and this one is the one that I just have left. So we're going to attempt to do it with my trusty machine that I've had since almost the very beginning of my sewing career, and we're going to see if we can make this work. Let me show you the bag that I'm thinking of making. I've actually already cut it out, so after I've showed you what we're going to make, we're going to get right stuck into it. So this should be a fairly quick video if everything goes well. So this is the bag that I'm going to be making. It is a shoulder bag and it's a tote bag, and you can make it in fabric as well as in leather. I think this is a really good size for like every day, and honestly I have very small bags that are mostly for evening, but I'm in the mood for another carry-all, especially because during the day I'm off doing multiple things and I want to be able to throw a bunch of stuff, including this camera and this phone, into the bag with my tripod, and it will be fine. So this is what we are going for. The company is called Dana, I guess, Modern Design. The bag is called Francine, and I got it from Etsy. I think it was like £4 or £5. So these are the instructions, lots of stuff, and it looks fairly straightforward, but I do want to make a few changes with this front. I am cutting it out of this suede fabric in this caramel tan color. I had a hankering for a tan bag, so we cut out all of the pieces, and then I actually used some scrap fabric from a leather jacket that I made like a year or two ago. I had to actually piece the base together because I ran out, but I wanted to use up the scrap, and this was like my little mushroom linings. That's going to be the inside with the zips and stuff. We've got the inside zipper and we've got the main zipper, and also somewhere we have the magnetic clasp. Now there is one more thing that I did want to do with this. I'm going to set it up, I'll show you the inspiration, and then we can decide whether we want the large or the small version. Last year I saw these Chloe studded boots and I was like, oh my gosh, I love them. I tried them on and yeah, absolutely obsessed. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a pair of these, and I got some studs when I went to Buenos Aires so I could make this. And now I'm making my bag. I have been thinking that maybe we can make a bag. So these are the two fronts that give you the front of the bag, and I've got big studs and I've got small studs. I've actually got even smaller studs, and I'm trying to now decide whether I want big studs like the shoe or small studs, and this will be on both sides of the bag, so I'm trying to decide at the moment. I've already put the poll to Instagram, and so far people seem to be leaning towards the small studs and telling me to keep the big studs to recreate the boot, which I might do. But also I think the big studs also look quite fun, so I'm not really sure, but I do know it's going to be one or the other. That's what I need to make a decision on, and as soon as I've done that, then we can go ahead and start making everything, because I've already got all the pieces cut out. All right, I've thought about it. I've spoke with everyone on Instagram. I think we're going to go with the smaller studs. Now that is decided, we can start putting things together. I've tested on my machine if it sews. It does sew. I have to use the Teflon foot so that it glides, and I've got my special thread which is for leather, so I think everything is going to be okay. I really hope so. I have some left over, but not enough to cut out an entire whole new bag, so hopefully when I put this together it will work out. So right, let's get making with this bag. Yesterday we sewed these together and I glued down the seam because we don't want anything to come up. Let that dry overnight, and then today what I've done is drawn a grid over this so I can put the studs in the dots. This is about as far apart as I wanted, and I used this ruler by going corner to corner and then did a ruler width across, which just seemed like the most easiest way to do it. Now the pattern says I need to top stitch down this center line, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. I might do that. If I do, I've got to do that first and then I can start studding. I've also got the seam lines on the front. This is suede, so the chalk will just kind of rub out with a little bit of a damp cloth. So I did it over the front so I know how far I can put the stud before I'll have to sew this seam. So this one is a little close, this one is fine. So I'll probably just kind of go to make sure there's enough on the edge. Then we'll put them together. If I can see that I can still fit the extra in after it's put together, then we'll do that afterwards, but we're going to do the majority first while it's flat, and then we'll put it together and then we'll fill in anywhere that we can. So I've got a stud board here which I've put underneath and we are studding. So far it looks pretty good. I thought it would take absolutely forever, but actually it's going a lot faster. I thought I'd have to do them one by one, but with my trusty mallet I can actually just place them in the spots like this. 1, 2, just as long as they are directly over a crisscross. And then once they're in place where I want them to be, just give it a quick whack and it goes straight through to the board, which makes all 4 holes go through the leather like that. And then I pull it up from the board. Then underneath you can see that there are the little prongs are sticking out. And then all that's left is to use my little folding hammer, which I use in shoemaking, and fold these prongs to the inside, and that's what's going to keep it on the fabric. And the good thing is that this is a lined bag, so you shouldn't be able to see any of this on the inside. It should be nice and covered, nothing spiky, all good. So I'm going to just do this for this side and then go ahead and do it for the other side. I'm not doing around the edges just yet. I'm actually just going to concentrate in the middle, and then when I'm done with this side we will sew the sides together, and then I can go a little bit closer to the sides and make sure that is all done. So the bag has been sewn together. We have glued down the sides and we are ready to put the base on, which is what I just spent the last 20 minutes doing. Lots of clips, but I wanted to make sure that it was exactly right because we're going to sew this together and then we'll have the outside part of the bag done and then we go work on the inside. We're about to sew this together. We're just hoping that it's a success. Wish me luck. The base is on, but I decided last minute that I want it to have a sturdy base. So I added some Texon board, which you use in shoemaking as well. And I cut it to size at the same size of the base. I've glued it in, and then now we're going to turn the bag right side out. I should have, now that I'm thinking about it, put some little feet on the bottom first, but I completely forgot to do that and I've already glued it in, so no feet. Hopefully, I'm actually going to go check my feet because maybe there's a way to get it in without having to take this apart, but I've already glued it in now, so it's kind of too late. We'll check. If not, no biggie. Okay, so I've put the bag together and I've realised now that I've put the base in and everything that I've completely sewn the bag wrong. Now, it's absolutely fixable. I can do it as it is, but I specifically did all of my mapping and everything for this double stitched centre and this double stitched centre to be the middle parts of the bag. But what I've actually done is when I stitched the two front pieces and the two back pieces together, I stitched it by the side seams by accident when I needed to have stitched it in the middle. You see how there's a dip in the top that dips? When I sewed it together, it actually looked like that and it was like a peak at the top. And I didn't think that it was supposed to dip instead of peak because I was barely looking at the instructions. So when I did all of my mapping of all of these, it was symmetrical this way. So this looks really good. But at the side here, I just added a few just to make sure that this was filled in from the sides. So this isn't as symmetrical looking as it looks on the side here. And I can't take it apart. I've glued it together and everything. So this is how it's going to be. I am so annoyed because I took so much time to make sure that this area was really nice when really it should have been this area that, I'm so annoyed because as soon as I put this in, I looked and I thought, why is the side seam in the center? It's because I sewed it wrong. I sewed the side seams together instead of the center seams. And now I have a bag that, I mean, it still looks pretty good, but you can see here how it's not quite even. And if you look here, you can see that all of those are completely even. So you could only really going to see that from the side because as soon as you get to the back, you'll have even lines in the side, but then this center line, it's so annoying. And I don't have the double stitching. I'm so annoyed. It's fine. I thought everything was going so well. I knew it was too good to be true. Anyway, we're going to carry on because I have no other choice. But I am very annoyed about that. Damn it. The lining is almost done. I've just sewn the side seams together and I'm putting on the base. And then this is basically ready to go inside. I even made the D-ring strap holders, and then the last thing that I really have to make is the actual strap, but we'll do that after we've added the lining to the bag. Okay, it is the next day and we are very, very close to finishing this bag. I have put the outside of the bag inside the lining, which I made yesterday, and we're going to sew the top part together and then we can add the strap and then we're done. There is a slight problem though. Because I decided to put a base on the bag, normally what you would do is leave a little gap here in the lining and you'd pull the whole bag through. But with this base, it actually makes it really, really difficult to do that. I can't fit it through that. So I'm still going to sew it the same way that I'm supposed to. Sew around here so we have a nice clean finish. Then what I'm going to do, instead of trying to fit it all through this tiny little gap here, I'm going to take off maybe about half so I can slide it through, and then we're just going to kind of top stitch it closed on the inside, because it is the inside, it's the lining of the bag. You can't really see it once it's in the bag. As long as it's been closed, I can fold these inwards and we can just kind of top stitch and close it shut. So that way I can still have the bag, it's still the same shape, and I can fit everything in and we can have the base. I still need to have a look through all of my little knickknacks to see if I can find some feet. I know I bought some feet, but I don't know if I put them in the right place. So I might have to go and check in my buttons or something. I think I have some feet for bags that I can put on here, because now that it's got a flat base and I can set it down, I'd like it to be a little bit off the ground. But yes, I'm very, very excited how close we are to finishing this bag. I just need to make the strap and turn this inside out and then we're done. It was pretty straightforward, apart from the fact that I messed it up with the actual putting together of the bag. But other than that, I would definitely make this bag again. I'm saying this, I haven't even seen what the end product is, but I think it will be good. I think it's going to be a great bag. Anyway, let's sew this. All right, moment of truth. Okay, so I need to close this up, but before I do that, let's just check and see what this bag is looking like before we seal it up. I need to know that this bag is going to work. Oof. Might have to hammer this into place. But we have a bag. Wow, we got a bag. Quite annoyingly, I was filming me making the shoulder strap for this bag and my camera ran out of battery. So we do not have that, I'm afraid. But we do have a strap ready. So let me show you where we are with the bag. We are getting very close to the end, and I am happy to say that the bag, despite my initial mistake, is looking pretty good. I mean, look at that. Love it. So at the moment, I've put the lining on the inside. It has the lining, we've got the zip and everything, but it was kind of curling a little bit around the edges. So I've kind of clipped these in place. I would have loved to kind of glue these two pieces of leather together, but it would have been too difficult to have the glue on both sides and turn the bag inside out. So for the moment, we're just gonna top stitch around the top, which is what the pattern calls for. I had to change a few of the instructions because of the leather and the fact that I put a base in this. But this is what it's looking like, and I'm very, very happy with it. I mean, look at that for a bag. So we have the strap. I'm gonna hold these clips on here for a little while longer so that these can really sit in place before I put it under the sewing machine. We've got my little side bits, which I had to hand stitch because it it was so many layers. There was no way I was going to get through 2 layers plus like 2 layers and then another 2 layers. It was like 8 layers that I would have had to go through. I did that one by hand. So next step is to, first of all, we need to put some studs on this strap. We're just going to do it on one side so I know what's the inside and what's the outside. So I might just do like a couple sporadically going across so it matches. And then we are going to add this bag clip by popping this through here like that, and then using some rivets that I have to rivet that in place. We're going to do that on both sides, and then that means we can just clip it straight on to the side. Use a little clip here like that. You can clip it onto the bag. It also means that I can have many different other straps if I want to. They just need to have one of these little clippy things. So I can put this other one in here like this. We'll clip that together with a clip, and then when we pop that in, we've got a bag. See, we're so close to the end, but yeah, we have a few other things to do. So we're going to stud first, then we're going to rivet these onto here, and then I'm going to do the top stitch around that. I still need to find the feet. If I don't find the feet, it's fine, but if I do, then I can properly finish the bag, and then, well, I'm just going to fill it with stuff because it's finished. I'm so happy. Okay, right, let's get on with it, and then you can see me put stuff in the bag and walk around with it because, I mean, I made a bag. All right, we have a strap. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. So let's give it a go. And if it's all good, we will top stitch. And then we've got ourselves a bag. Well, it's official. I got myself a bag.